Tree planters, we all seem to know one, while seemingly knowing nothing about what they really do. Until you dive headfirst into the unusual world of tree planting, it is impossible to fathom what this lifestyle really entails. From the outside, it is an unattainable goal to grasp the ecstasy that is a bush experience. That is exactly why I painstakingly put together this visual journey into our world of dirt and debauchery. We all live, we all die, but this is living. So, how did I get here? Never in a million years did I ever see myself working with my hands in the bush. From years of waiting tables in Niagara Falls, to fund my future, to running said dream in the form of a blossoming creative marketing business, only to having a global pandemic temporarily shatter that dream, to end up starting over and relocating in Mexico, only to finally end up back in Canada, living in a camp full of hippies, busting their backs to earn an honest dollar. That was the curveball 2022 tossed at me. It was a welcome surprise. All it took was the right time, the right place, and the right person to sell the nomadic planting culture. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. After many stories and online research, I thought I knew what I was in for. But what I didn't expect was a truly magical rookie year experience that would blow away all expectations. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Hello, I understand you would like to be a tree planter. That's terrible.
I love being outdoors. I consider myself to be a very outdoorsy person. Tree planting seems like the perfect job for me.
Do you like being outdoors when it is pissing rain and you have no raincoat and it is 5 degrees outside? Or do you like being outdoors when it is 40 degrees and you are essentially being forced to climb steep hills with 50 pounds of weight on your hips while being attacked to within an inch of your sanity by mosquitoes and black flies? Is that your idea of a good time?
Planners commonly experience a myriad of intense emotions in their day-to-day challenges. It's an extremely polarizing emotional spectrum. Existential dread, loneliness, being faced with insurmountable odds, being stuck with those thoughts that you do not want to hear. These are all some of the negative feelings you may have to endure. On the other end of the spectrum, on a good day, a planter will feel a good sense of achievement, occasionally even euphoria, intense levels of mental clarity, a sense of camaraderie with fellow planters, and notably a feeling of oneness with Mother Nature. Who are the kinds of people that find themselves tree planting? Often risk takers, out-of-the-box thinkers, societal rejects, those seeking adventure, lost souls seeking a direction or an escape, and those seeking an honest living, or even those craving a detox from the tropes of modern society. Ah yes, the life of a tree planter. Truly, every day is the worst of times, yet somehow the best of times. If you don't like being challenged to your absolute limit, or constantly being covered in a layer of dirt and grime, this is not the job for you. Prepare to get dirty, to sweat, to get wet, to freeze, to bleed, and get eaten alive, and maybe even shit your pants on a highball day. Great day for tree planting. I walked in an entire hour out to this majestic landscape, and now we have no trees. ATVs keep breaking down. At literally can't stop shitting in my piece. I like ate something bad, and I just enjoyed my second wasp sting of the day. Everybody is getting pounded by wasps.
Ow! Ow! Fuck! Ow! Ow! Oh my god! Ow! You stupid fucking bee! Ow! Ow! Ugh. Harden the fuck up. I got this on the fucking GoPro. Fuck bees.
It hasn't rained in Alberta for very long. Good times. Oh, and also I'm waiting to be struck by lightning. It's been kind of hanging overhead the whole day, passing by. So, if you ever wondered the horrors of tree planting, that's what it's like. Every single day, a planter will willingly throw themselves into a new puzzle piece of land and attempt to solve it. Planters are pitted against the elements, insects, and other wildlife. Hello. Logistical challenges, and most importantly, the battle against their own very mind and body. No, this isn't the Hunger Games, but you would have to be dumb enough to volunteer as a symbolic tribute to subject yourself to this level of voluntary torture. Planters that become consumed with the mind's demands to stop working are not profitable. That's because we are paid by the tree. The mind and body will beg you to make this excruciating experience stop day in and day out, but those that overcome the mind's woes really do evolve into stronger individuals, and they indeed leave with heavier pockets. So sometimes, in tree planting, you have days where you will do anything but plant. Currently playing hide and go seek for my crew boss with 18 minutes left in the shift. She pumped me up. I bagged up my trees. I walked up to the hill with my bag, and then I said, no, nope, not today. There's lots of things you can do. You can get the mud off your boots, make little mud balls, throw them at stuff. You can always grab a stick, whittle it down with your fingers, hang out. I like to find tree stumps like that, take my shovel and peel the bark off. Just about anything besides work flies when you do not have gas or throttle for the fuel tank. Definitely a good lesson I've been learning out here is it's not good to be a low baller by any means, but it's definitely good to be a mid baller. Shoot for like 2K a day consistently. You know what you're gonna make. You don't kill yourself, and you make some decent money. Shooting for highballing is definitely pretty intense, and there's a price to pay for that unless you get like 10 hours sleep in between and get your proper recovery. But like, I think my second week I had a 1275, third week I did a 220, and that was intense. And then, yeah, yesterday I crushed a 3,375 in about 10 hours. I honestly feel like I became unhinged for a whole 10 hours, pushed my body to the absolute limit. In some sort of way channeled like a second personality or dark energy or something messed up like that, but it got the job done. And today I am unfortunately paying the price. I only have one speed today, and that is go snail. And at least I'm happy, but definitely not planting a lot of trees. Probably going to be claiming about 500 today. So there is a price to pay for pushing yourself to the limit and trying to highball. Bleach blonde for PB. Go Layla. It was very enthusiastic.
I'm looking forward to seeing this. It'll be a different person.
Sure will be.
Bush alter ego.
Well, like a leprechaun now, but the tree plant, you gotta be a misfit. This fits the look.
My friend tree planted and told me that she made a ton of money.
Did your lying friend happen to tell you that in your first year tree planting you will most likely end up owing the company you work for money?
I am really more interested in the experience.
You are the reason I cry at night. That is the stupidest reason to tree plant I have ever heard. Unless you are really gunning to experience a dabble with alcoholism, crying in front of strangers, or experiencing your first venereal disease, do not go tree planting.
I like working with my hands. It is good, honest work.
Go back on your medication before you hurt yourself. Let me know how honest tree planting is when you are digging a hole in the woods to stash your trees in, or throwing bundles of seedlings off a cliff or in a river, because the thought of planting any more of them in the ground makes you want to stave your own skull in with your shovel. Let me know, would you?
Irregardless, I want to save the planet, and what better way to do it than by replanting the forest?
You magnificent asshole, you are doing 100% more to help save the planet just by saying the word recycling than by going tree planting.
Like, it's not worth bringing a quad there. If you just walk up, look, you'll see a giant Arctic pink banner, and I just need us to hike in trees there while I'm flagging the rest of the lines, please. Oh, okay.
So why exactly do we tree plant? That should be a fairly straightforward answer. Trees are in finite supply, and we manually plant trees to restore areas previously harvested by logging companies for profit. This ensures that land can successfully become home to nature yet again, for 60 to 100 years before it is again harvested for profit. In Canada, a certain number of trees must be planted in place of every tree cut down for profit. Some planting companies also reforest areas that have been stricken by invasive insects, plant pathogens, or forest fire. Canada just so happens to be home to some of the world's heaviest logging operations. 42% of Canada's landmass covered in forest for a total of approximately 990 million acres of forest. With that said, it has been advantageous for Canada's economic engine to export lumber products historically. Despite what you may think, we aren't all here to plant trees out of the goodness of our hearts, and I assure you that absolutely no one would volunteer to do this for free. However, with log land across the Canadian nation, many do consider tree planting to be a Canadian rite of passage summer job. So logistically, where do we start? Land is harvested, then it sits for 2 to 3 years while the ground decomposes. Then thinners come in prior to the planting season to destroy overgrowth so that planters can easily access the land for the following season. Land is surveyed and mapped from satellite so that companies can plan exactly how they will attack the space for maximum effectiveness. Reforestation contracts assign companies with blocks, which are then broken down into pieces. Pieces can be planted over the course of a day or multiple days by one or more planter. It all depends on the land grade and the individual planter's expertise, technique, and speed.
All right, here comes the fun part.
Planters can work in unscarified land, scarified land, and even in dugout rows of trenches depending on the level of preparation that has taken course prior to the planting date. Unfortunately, external factors out of human control such as weather, mechanical failure, lengthy walk-ins, and logistical difficulties often come into play, affecting a planter's bottom line. Personally, I learned the hard way that it's not the might of a planter that determines success, but rather mastering land management. Those that have an eye and the skills to efficiently fill in a piece of land always maintain a consistent level of profitability. There is no arguing that a more seasoned, methodical, organized planter will always be of more value than a physically superior planter with poor land management skills. These skills can only really be mastered with repeated repetition, day in and day out. So it's a block wrap today, and we just walked in an hour. I only got to plant 200 trees. I planted them quick, but now we're out of trees. So we're waiting for some quads to bring in the trees because the trucks are stuck. What else is new? Gonna hike in about 600 trees in this bag, and we shall see how I feel after that. It's gonna be a hell of a walk, probably about 1.5 kilometers back to the back of the block. Wish me luck.
It's gonna be anyone. They're gonna be like white.
Bing bong! We have no fucking trees. Pathetic.
Fuck!
Now we can just make videos all day.
When you're bored, though, you tend to smoke all your darts, and you also tend to eat all your lunch. So when we do actually start planting later, you have no food in it.
Unless your backpack's 1 kilometer fucking away.
Where did you leave your backpack?
It's all the way at the back of the block. I came here to hump in 600 trees, and there's no trees.
I don't have a sweater either, and it's
freezing out. Do you want? I have fruits. I have one sandwich that I want to eat. You want a fruit?
Can I eat the flagger?
Like a fruit roll-up?
No, fruits. Like
no, eat the flagger like a fruit roll-up.
I can see that happening.
This is flagger. Some Advil? We can live on that.
Overdose?
We should start a fire.
Is that the quad? Let's go! Let's fucking go! Trees! Trees! Unload them faster!
Let's do it!
Faster! Empty bag run! Run! Faster!
Trees! Get them while they're hot!
Allie, how many trees you got? How many?
I don't know. I think like 7.
Who did? Where? Trees.
It's gonna fall out again. Left side.
Oh, why? I hate walking through sphagnum. Now this is the cream that is truly an honor and a privilege to plant. Totally worth humping 500 trees into the back of the block for this. Blue, blue, blue. I think this was about 500 trees yesterday, 700 trees today. 2 other people planted for 700 trees, for a total of 1,800 trees. What a beautiful fucking piece. Planters can earn anywhere between $5,000 to $40,000 for a full season. There is a large gap in pay entirely depending on the effort put forth by each individual planter. Skaters. Depending on the locale, regulations, and general land prep, pay can vary as well. Some contracts pay as low as 10 cents, and some as high as 25 cents. In general, here are the types of microsites a planter can expect to encounter. Grass. Slash. This bullshit. Cream. Feather moss. Sphagnum. Swampies. Burn pits. Red rot. That is dead tree. Can't plant in that. But usually if you scrape through it or dig to the bottom, you can find some creamy soil by which the tree can grow in. You can just close that sucker up. Red rot on top is cool, just not for the roots. Ultimately, what we're digging for and trying to put all our plants into is rich mineral soil. This is a pretty good example. It's a bit wet, although it's a bit harder to find this type of soil in Alberta versus Ontario. Usually when you put your spade in at the bottom of the hole, you want to see some gray mineral soil or some light brown mineral soil. Trees are happy in that, and they do appreciate it and grow at a higher success rate. The following are the simple steps to planting a tree. Bag up. Screef topsoil. Throw shovel. Plant and close. Lastly, here are some careful considerations for every tree planted. As previously mentioned, careful soil selection when selecting microsites is of importance. In tree planting, land management is king, so it is important to determine whether or not to low or high flag for the best visibility of your previously planted lines of seedlings. For the overall health of the future of the forest and for client satisfaction, it is definitely important to consider contract-specific spacing preference of trees as you move through your piece. Regardless of how you plant them, the dirty truth is at the end of the day is that we aren't really here to live peace, love, plant trees, hold hands, and sing kumbaya. We are here to support sustainable logging for profit. They cut them and we plant them. We are all simply here for an honest dollar. Just about the only thing us dirty hippies are holding hands for is for a good old case of human-to-human trauma bonding. Smile!
Hi! Is it a video or
Yes.
Yeah.
We're capturing your misery.
I got it. Hey, Tony. That was good crescendo for that. It was nice.
Our crew boss thought it would be a magnificent idea to prank one of our competing planting crews with this egregious grass attack.
Get more grass! Quick! Quick! Fuck it up!
Oh, this is so mean.
More grass! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Fuck it up! More! Go, go, go! Pepper it! It's a bouquet. Oh my god.
Some could consider this grass attack to be of a historic level of severity, but little did we know, the spirit of the bush would come back and restore the balance of karma to our victims.
No way. Are you fucking kidding me? Bro, how did they get that in there?
Through the back door?
Oh my god.
It's way worse than grass.
That's a jack.
Bro.
I think Bushmeat did it and Butt Chug Soil put the rock.
This is your fault.
How is it my fault?
You started this war
I did not.
and you can't end it.
We
You
will
can't do
finish
better
this.
than this.
Lucy is so scared.
Motherfuck.
This is a lot, actually.
They took their time. This is elaborate.
The adventure that is tree planting isn't necessarily entirely physical, so much as it is a journey of the mind and spirit. The journey, in my opinion, is very much within. Under such intense conditions, yet spent with some truly amazing individuals, there is an undeniable change that happens within all of us when we transition from unknowing rookie to seasoned veteran. Going into the bush and returning afterwards is like rising from the dead. The old you dies, and you are reborn anew. Anyhow, you know what they say. What happens when you put a bunch of hard-working degenerates in the forest together? They work hard, and they play hard. They don't actually say that in tree planting. It's just a cliche for the sake of script.
Say hello to my little friend.
Just some of it.
All of it.
3, 2, 1.
Fucking crazy. Oh, big song! Netflix and chill.
Okay, so you've probably already figured it out. Us tree planters are an interesting group of societal rejects. But it seems every individual decides to go tree planting for their own unique reasons. Some are looking to make a quick buck, some are looking to come and find themselves. Some are coming to escape from the pitfalls of day-to-day society. And what I can tell you for sure is, you will meet some interesting characters here, and with our many differences, we all become a happy, productive little family. Cross-country tree planting is a great way to see the country, from the rolling hills, swamps, and Great Lakes of Ontario, to the expansive flat Great Prairies and the awe-inspiring Rocky Mountains of the Western Pacific. You get to see a lot in your travels and make plenty of great memories with new, lifelong friends. I felt compelled to make this video because it is truly one of the most moving and powerful experiences of my life. Trying to understand the allure of tree planting as an outside observer is near impossible, and I hope this video helped clear that up just a little bit. This experience changed my life forever, for the better, and I couldn't imagine not making the split decision to come uproot everything I know and try something out of the box like this. I don't think I could forgive myself for growing old without the essential life resume experience of tree planting. The camp out, the excruciating work, the undefeated culture and characters, the food, the sights, and the sounds. I'd give the world to get my hands dirty like this again. Over this wonderful 3-month journey, there's a lot of things I can say I did. I learned about myself and about nature. I worked my ass off. I loved. I laughed. I lived. I grew. I healed. I celebrated. I explored. And I did it all.
Come down from above.
Society grows when the enlightened plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in, for the greater good of future generations. In a forest of 100,000 trees, no two leaves are ever truly alike, nor are any two individuals' journeys the same. Trees are certainly as close to immortality as the rest of us can ever hope to come. The spirit of the earth is in a way stored in the trees of our natural surroundings. We are thankful to do our part and regenerate the scorched earth that we are privileged to birth from, ensuring a future for generations to come, allowing them resources to draw from, forests to be enjoyed, and clean air to fuel their growing lungs. Tree planters. We are a brave group of people willing to take risks and go against the grain. We are the vessels of change, regenerating Mother Nature a few steps at a time, discreetly veiled in the name of profit. But something tells me down the road that maybe, just maybe, once these trees have lived their lifespan, that the world may be a different place. Perhaps these trees won't face the fate of the edge of a blade, and maybe there's even a chance our trees will continue to stand amongst the earth for generations to come. Tree planters. We are the guardians of the earth.
Going tree planting will not allow you to think about your life, but it will allow you to hide from the real world long enough to realize that you would rather subject yourself to the mental and physical torture of living in the bush than get a real job that requires you to shower, has a dress code, you are not allowed to swear, lighting things on fire is frowned upon, as is getting drunk every day, and you are not allowed to smoke constantly.
I'm beginning to have second thoughts about tree planting.
Then there is hope for humanity.
Would you like to go traveling with me this summer instead?
I can't. I'm going tree planting.